Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be doing a review and install of the Lorex 2K Wi-Fi doorbell. This doorbell comes with a 164-degree field of view, no monthly fees, motion and person detection, it's easy to set up, and you can integrate it into your existing Lorex Fusion line of security equipment. As always, my name is Rick Vandervalk. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. That goes a long way. And let's get into it. So the specs around the system are that it's priced reasonably at 179 US dollars or 229 Canadian. It comes with 32 gigs of memory. It has a resolution of 2450 by 1829 with that 164-degree field of view. It has night vision and color night vision as well as two-way audio. It can do motion and person detection and can integrate into your Google Home or Amazon Alexa. As always, this review was fully paid for by myself. This is a product that I wanted for my own system, and I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion after I set it up and try it out for a little while. Alright, let's do a quick unboxing here. This is what it looks like when you open up the package. The doorbell's right up front, hidden underneath some cardboard are the instructions and all of the materials. And once you lay it out, here's what's actually included in the box itself. And it really does come with everything you need to install this doorbell. It comes with multiple language instruction manuals, product warranty. These are adjustment brackets so you can angle the doorbell up or down or sideways. A chime kit for your existing doorbell so you can integrate it in so it still sounds right. A drill bit in case you have to mount the doorbell into your wall. Stickers for security purposes. And then it even comes with some existing or some cables. One for the chime kit. It also comes with extender cables so that if you have an existing doorbell, you're going to be able to reach the new one. I think what could set this doorbell apart from all of the others that are out there, and trust me, there's a lot of doorbells you can purchase now, is that this one is part of a bigger infrastructure. And the thing that I really like about this is it actually will integrate to your Lorex Fusion line of NVRs. And if you're not familiar with those are NVRs that can support wired cameras, wireless cameras, doorbells, sensors, all from Lorex, all under one application with no subscription or cloud fees. And I really like that. I don't have to cobble together a bunch of smart home appliances to try and work them out with a whole bunch of different apps. They're all on one app. They all work together. So I really like that. If you don't have Fusion and you still want to get a doorbell, it still could be a really great choice for you because you can still get this doorbell. It comes with 32 gigs of storage built into it. You just have to get the Lorex Home app, which is free. There are no cloud subscription fees for it, and you're still able to access the footage of your, people coming and going with the motion detection that will be for that doorbell. So if you have Fusion, it's wonderful. It's a great ad. If you don't have Fusion and you just want a doorbell, it could also be a really great device for you. Okay, guys, we're going to do a quick installation of this doorbell. I've obviously condensed this video so I don't bore you to tears, but a few things to keep in mind. If you're handy with your tools and you've got a pretty good setup at your house, you can probably have this doorbell in within about 30 minutes. I made a few mistakes, took me just over an hour to do it, and I'm not that handy at all. So just kind of gives you an idea in terms of your skill level and your house itself and how you've got things wired up. So I'm going to get things rolling here. The very first thing that I did was I went to the basement and I turned the power off on the actual fuse box just to make sure. I'm going to be outside messing with the electricity. I don't want to get zapped. I went back upstairs and tested the doorbell to make sure it was off. And then I unscrewed the old one from the old mounts. I noticed when I was trying to put the bracket on that the actual holes didn't line up anymore, and I was going to have to drill with the new drill bit that they gave me a couple of new holes and put in some anchors. That was easy, took 2 seconds. I just simply drilled one, actually only needed one new hole. So I drilled that and I put the new anchor in there and then I mounted the bracket on there. This is where my first mistake happened. This side of the bracket is nice and smooth and plasticky, and I thought for sure this was the right way. And it turns out after I got it all installed and I was proud of myself, the wires are all out ready to go to install that doorbell. Man, I'm doing this well and easy. I screwed it up and it's backwards. So the one... Pay attention to which way the actual bracket goes. So I ended up taking it off, and while I was at it, I decided to add the cable extension. So they give you those little red cables so that if you have short wires and you want to mount the doorbell more easily, it gives you a little more room to play with. So I decided at the same time I may as well do that because when I was looking at the wires, I thought, okay, it's a little bit tight to get the doorbell on. So I added those red wires. Very simple. They give you everything you need for that with those red wires. And then I actually took the doorbell itself, There's only 2 screws you have to mount it to. Doesn't matter which screw hole or which wire you use for either one. They both work the same. So I basically just added the 2 red wires to the back of the doorbell. Just so you know as well, the memory card is in the doorbell if you guys don't have the Lorex Fusion system. So it's already mounted it in there. But once I got the wires on, then all you have to do is actually click it onto this bracket. And it's a pretty straightforward process. It sort of lines up and then snaps into place. They do give you a little metal key so that if you want to remove the doorbell or say you made a mistake installing it at some point, you can take it off. And the one thing I would say is when you go to connect it to your application, there's a QR code on the back of the doorbell. So before you click it into place, you're going to want to scan that code with the app. After I was done that, I went inside the house and I went after the Chime Kit. You have to connect the Chime Kit to your existing doorbell chime. It can work electronic or mine's a manual one, I guess. And what I did was it took me a couple minutes, but I got that box off. And then there's 2 wires that are already connected to that doorbell chime. You keep those on there. They give you a couple of new wires and a connector to connect to the Chime Kit. So all you do is you loosen those 2 screws and you add those 2 new wires right to the existing ones and then tighten things back up. You'll take your Chime Kit and you're going to connect it to that green wire. And then they give you 3M tape so you can try and tape it inside the box. And this was my other mistake. I 3M taped it before I tried to put that plastic cover back on and found out pretty quickly I couldn't get the cover on. So what I ended up doing in the end was I put the cover back on and I mounted that white box on top of the cover. And once that was done, it's tucked up high and out of the way. You can't even see it. So if you have room in your Chime Kit or in your actual chime, you might be able to squeeze it in there. If not, you can do what I did and actually stick it to the top of that cover. I went downstairs. I reactivated the power. I went back upstairs to load the application and make sure I got all the settings set up on it. I have an Android device. Went into the App Store. I have the Lorex Home app, which I loaded. And then I wanted to add a device. I did that. It asks for the QR code. So that's actually on the back of the doorbell. So you're going to want to scan that. It found the device. Hit next. It starts to go through a few of the instructions on the actual installation, which we've already covered off and done. I hit next and continuing. It's looking for the doorbell. And then it's connecting to the actual doorbell itself so I can make some changes to it. So once it gets connected, I have to create a device password. You're going to want to write this down. If you have a Fusion system, you're going to want to know what this password is later. I'll show you. Create your password. You have to connect your Wi-Fi again. And then log into your Wi-Fi with the device. And then at that point, it's giving you some instructions around the doorbell. And it's going to add your doorbell to your account, to your Lorex account. It successfully added it. Now you get to pick your chime on the inside of the house. And this is what I was worried about originally, was that I wasn't sure. When I first hooked up the doorbell and I hit the button, I didn't hear the chime inside and I was worried I did something wrong. But that's done in the app. And then I had the chance to rename it. So I named it to Front Doorbell. Completed the install. And there it is. It's in my list of devices now, which is great. Along with my other cameras that I already have. So once the app was loaded, I wanted to see how fast it worked. And you'll see quickly right away how quick the notification comes up on your phone when somebody presses the doorbell. And the nice thing is if you'll tap that, which I missed that notification. If you notice, I was just a second late. If you tap that notification, the video screen will load up right away. And you have the ability to either talk back in real time. There's pre-recorded messages there that you can say, hey, drop the package or whatever. Or you can just hit that red button and take the video feed off. So it's really nice in that respect. It was very responsive in terms of the speed it got to my phone, which I was really impressed with. And the audio quality is fantastic out of the doorbell. It's very loud and you can hear it quite well. One of the complaints I'd had with the Lorex cameras originally was that they were too quiet, but the doorbell, it's perfect. For the folks with the Lorex Fusion system, there's one more step that you're going to want to take. This one did take me a few minutes to figure out on my own, and I thought I'd try and share that with you guys to help you out. So once the doorbell is working and you have it in your Lorex Home application on your iOS or Android device, and you want to get it connected to your NVR so that you're recording 24/7, what you're going to want to do is go to where your NVR is. You're going to have to log into the NVR. Hopefully you remember your administrator password. And then once you're in there, you're going to want to right click on the main screen. Once you do that, you're going to see something called camera registration. And what you're going to do is click on that. You're going to hit device search, and it's going to find the doorbell. It'll show up on the top half of the screen. I've already added mine, so it's not showing right here. But once you see it, you're going to hit the add button. So you click on it, hit the add button. And then at the bottom half here, it'll show the new doorbell. For me, I had a red status light, so that green circle was red. And in order to make it go green, I had to hit the reconnect IPC button. And if you guys remember, when you set up the actual doorbell, it made you create a password for the doorbell in the application for your Lorex Home app. All you have to do is enter that password in the reconnect IPC button, and then it'll show up perfectly well in your NVR, recording the footage 24/7. As well, on your computer application, you'll be able to see that new doorbell as well. So hopefully that helps you guys. That trick took me a little while to figure out on my own. But once I got that working, it's all been set up and working fine. Okay, so final thoughts. I would recommend the doorbell, and not just because the price was right or the fact that you don't have cloud fees, but it's because Lorex has been really smart about building an ecosystem around good quality products. Lorex is an industry leader in security, and they've been around for a long time. They're not a fly-by-night cloud company that's trying to sell sensors and things. They've been doing this for a long time, and they're actually really good at it. So their NVRs, their cameras, their lights, they have a lot of different innovative products, but they all work really well together, and they all fit under this nice umbrella where it can work in one application. And the more and more stuff that I've gotten for my home over the last few years, the more I see the power in that, because you have this one ecosystem where you've got all of these devices together, and it just makes it a lot simpler and easy to manage and take care of. And I really like that. And to boot, the stuff's decent. So I would say for the doorbell, it's a great starting point. If you don't have anything on your house today, I think the doorbell would be a great fit. And this could also help you build into some of the other security products from Lorex. Obviously, it would be very difficult if you're a full house of other products to switch to this, but I'm sure you could if you wanted to as well. Guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you got something from it, or I was able to help you in setting up your own doorbell. If you're interested in the doorbell, I've put links down below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And thanks again for watching. I look forward to talking to you guys soon.